Hi, we're not on the range today. We're at one of our training facilities, so we've got this field expedient target frame set up. And I want to take just a second to say that these big dog reactionary targets were donated by a viewer, and they're nice. Thank you. But what we're talking about today is shooting 12-gauge rifled slugs. And the question comes up, can you shoot those rifled slugs safely through a shotgun that's been equipped with a rifled barrel? And the answer is yes, you can. But the real question is, does the rifled barrel give you any more accuracy over a conventional smoothbore? Well, these type of slugs are designed in such a way to be aerodynamically stabilized and shoot somewhat accurately out of a smooth bore. So does the rifled barrel really give you an advantage? Well, we'll see if we can find out. Now what I've got is this Mossberg model 590A1. Now it has a smooth bore, but it's been equipped with adjustable PEEP sights. And we'll compare that to this Mossberg model 835 that's been equipped with a rifled barrel. Now this has a reflex sight on it, which has a red or green dot depending on how you adjust it. And people might think that that would give me an advantage over the PEEP sights. It doesn't give me any advantage at all. And we're using this gun because this is the gun we have. So we'll go back 100 yards and I'll shoot the target on your left with the smooth bore and the target on your right with the rifled barrel, and we'll see if this gives us any advantage when it comes to accuracy. So how'd we do? Well, with our smoothbore shotgun, you see this drift left to right? That's me shooting from a kneeling. You also see that it's low. That's somebody else's gun, not zeroed for me. But I did zero the reflex sight, and it's fairly well centered. But we see two main things here. One, as I said before, the reflex sight does not help me shoot any better than conventional PEEP sights. And two, it appears that our rifled barrel does not stabilize conventional rifled slugs any better than a smoothbore does. Well, right about now is when somebody asks, what about Sabot slugs? Now that's S-A-B-O-T, and as far as I know it is pronounced Sabot. Those should perform better out of a rifled barrel. Well, let's put up some new targets. We'll go back and repeat that same drill and see how the Sabot slugs perform. So how'd we do? Well, with our smoothbore, you see a relatively good group and halfway close to where the rifled slugs hit. However, every one of these impacts is sideways. Those projectiles were tumbling when they hit this paper. I'm amazed they delivered that kind of accuracy at 100 yards. However, with our rifled barrel, you see I've got one shot low. That's a flyer, that's just me. But our group is tremendously improved over the rifled slugs. We also see that it's not in the same place as far as elevation goes. You have to zero your gun for that particular type of ammunition. Now, I paid about $5 for a box of 5 rounds of rifled slugs. The Sabot slugs cost me $7 for 5 rounds. I'd say that's well worth the extra money to get that improvement in accuracy. Now we've got our shot holes pasted up, and we have a double-barreled shotgun. The question comes up about shooting conventional 1-ounce rifled slugs through a gun with a full choke barrel. Now, in most full-length hunting guns like this, the right barrel will be modified and the left barrel with full choke, and we'll see if we can prove that on a gun that isn't marked. With a dime on a 12-gauge shotgun, on a modified choke, it should fit down the barrel, but just barely. It fits, no wiggle room. And on a full choke, the dime should not fit. And it doesn't, so we know that our left barrel is full choke. So I'll go back 25 yards and I'll shoot the target on your left with a few shots of conventional 1-ounce rifled slug and see how they do. I fired 4 shots. This 5th impact is just a wad. You'll see that the group is a fairly good group that's shooting 25 yards offhand, but they're a little low. I'm putting the bead in the center. Most double-barreled guns are not regulated to shoot slugs, so you'll just have to shoot yours, see where they hit, and adjust accordingly. Now, would I shoot slugs through a full choke barrel all the time? No, but for occasional use, they're fine. Now, there's one more thing I want to cover, and that's the topic of shooting birdshot through a shotgun with a rifled barrel. There are people who will say that because it puts a spin on your shot column, it will donut the pattern. You'll end up with a ring of shot and very little in the middle. Let's see if we can put that to the test. Now, I've got this shotgun loaded with Remington 12-gauge 2 3/4 inch 1 1/4 ounce of number 6 lead birdshot, and I'll shoot this target on your right from 15 yards, and we'll see what happens. So how'd we do? Well, not very well at all. I'm only shooting 15 yards. I would expect to keep most of those pellets on this center with a cylinder bore shotgun. Yet this pattern is at least 6 feet wide. Even though I'm shooting at the target center on your right, there's just about as many impacts on the left as there are on the right. I don't really see a lot of donutting in the pattern. It seems pretty consistent. It's just huge, and the pattern density is not worth a damn. So, can you shoot birdshot out of a shotgun with a rifled barrel? Yes, but if you're really interested in hitting anything you're shooting at, you probably don't want to. So, as always, don't try this at home on what you call a professional, and thanks for watching the Shotguns with Rifled Barrels video.